The Galactic Integration Station had witnessed the arrival of thousands of species. It was a nexus of the cosmos, a place where warriors, diplomats, hive minds, silicon-based intellects, and even beings of pure plasma came to be measured, catalogued, and ranked. In the galaxy, power was the universal language. It meant order, it meant safety, and it was a quality the station's advanced scanners insisted the newest arrivals, the humans, clearly lacked. The grand chamber buzzed with a chorus of overlapping alien voices, a symphony of clicks, chirps, and subsonic hums. At the center of it all, on the polished evaluation platform, stood the latest specimen, a human. It was small, bipedal, and distressingly soft-skinned. Most damning of all, it was unarmored. No natural weapons like claws or fangs. No visible energy field shimmering around its body. No bioelectric spikes bristling from its spine. Just simple fabric clothing and a pair of calm, observant eyes. Is that truly the representative, clicked Examiner Threxel of the Karth Collective? His formidable chitin plates flexing in a gesture of pure disbelief. His species was known for its dense exoskeletons and brute strength. This creature looked like it would crumble under a stiff breeze. Confirmed, replied the station's omnipresent AI, its voice a calm synthesized tone that echoed throughout the chamber. Species designation, human, origin, terra, classification, Deathworld. A ripple of derisive laughter spread through the assembled dignitaries. Deathworld scoffed, a floating Verex noble, its gaseous form swirling with amusement. Impossible. Its fragile bones would shatter under standard Karth gravity, let alone the stresses of a true Deathworld. As if on cue, the platform's gravity field intensified by 12%, a standard preliminary test. The humans shifted their weight slightly, adjusting their stance. There was no sign of strain, no grunt of effort, no complaint. Still, the mockery continued, echoing off the high-arched ceilings. From the cavernous ceiling above, the power detector began its descent. It was a massive obelisk of a strange alien alloy, a monument to the galaxy's obsession with quantifiable strength. Its surface glowed faintly as arcane runes crawled across it, preparing to measure every aspect of the human's biological output, muscle density, neural throughput, adrenal response, and any latent energy potential. This machine was the gold standard, the ultimate arbiter of might. It had never failed. Not once in 6,000 cycles. Begin scan, Threxel ordered smugly, settling back to watch the inevitable, pathetic reading. The detector hummed, and a beam of pale, ethereal light washed over the human. Numbers and glyphs began to flicker into existence on the displays surrounding the platform. But then, they froze. That's odd, muttered one of the Keltori technicians, its multiple eyes blinking in confusion. The baseline isn't stabilizing, it's fluctuating erratically. The beam intensified, its light growing brighter. On the platform, the human frowned, not in fear but in what looked like mild confusion. Is this thing supposed to get warm? They asked, the empty air. Several of the alien observers leaned forward, their amusement turning to curiosity. The detector, sensing an anomaly, automatically recalibrated itself. It switched from a passive biological scan to an active threat analysis protocol. The runes crawling across its surface shifted color, from a tranquil blue to a cautionary amber, then to a vibrant, alarming red. Warning glyphs, reserved for apex predators and planetary-level threats, flared to life across the obelisk's face. Impossible, Threxel snapped, rising from his seat. That threshold is reserved for warbeasts and elder predators. What is this trickery? The machine itself began to vibrate, a low guttural hum that resonated in the bones. Power surged through its core as it desperately tried to quantify something it had never been designed to measure. It wasn't raw strength. It wasn't energy output. It was something else entirely. It was potential. The human's heart rate increased, but not from fear. It was a spike of annoyance. I've skipped lunch for this, the human muttered under their breath, a sentiment lost on the alien audience. And then the detector screamed. It was a sound like tectonic plates grinding together, like metal tearing itself apart from the inside out. Cracks, like spiderwebs of lightning, raced across the obelisk's once pristine surface. Energy readings on every display shot past the maximum, spiking off every known scale and into theoretical territory. Then boom. The power detector exploded in a brilliant cascade of sparks and superheated shrapnel. The emergency containment shields around the platform snapped into place instantly, protecting the stunned onlookers from the rain of shattered alloy. Silence followed. A silence so thick, so heavy, so absolute, it felt louder than the explosion itself. The human blinked once, twice, shaking their head as if to clear it. So, does that mean I passed? This time, no one laughed. Several of the more instinct-driven aliens had gone completely rigid, their primal survival instincts screaming at them. Far too late. The station AI, a being of pure logic, had to reboot its primary sensory arrays 3 times before it could speak. Error, it announced, its voice flat and devoid of its usual calm. Subject exceeds measurable parameters. Threxel took an involuntary step back, his bravado gone, replaced by a cold, creeping dread. Explain, he commanded, his voice barely a whisper. The AI paused. It was a hesitation of mere milliseconds, but for a machine of its caliber, it was an eternity. A sign that it was processing something fundamentally paradigm-shifting. Human biology operates under extreme adaptive stress conditions, the AI began. Musculature is optimized for both long-term endurance and sudden, explosive output. Their neural architecture is capable of rapid, unorthodox improvisation under threat. Their pain response is negotiable. More data scrolled across the main view screen, a torrent of information that no one had ever seen before. Additionally, the AI continued, its voice gaining a new, almost respectful tone. Humans demonstrate exponential power scaling in direct response to emotional stimuli. Fear, anger, determination, protectiveness. These are not just feelings, they are catalysts for a biological override that defies our current understanding of physics. The human on the platform just scratched the back of their head, looking slightly embarrassed by all the fuss. Yeah, that sounds about right. We get a bit extra when we're worked up. Averex Noble, its form now condensed and trembling, whispered to its neighbor, "That wasn't a power scan, that was a warning." Threxel finally found his voice, staring at the small, unassuming creature that had just effortlessly obliterated a priceless piece of technology. "But why? Why does your species register as harmless until activated?" The human smiled. It wasn't a cruel smile. It wasn't arrogant. It was the easy, weary confidence of something that had seen and survived far worse than a room full of judgmental aliens. "Because if you could tell how dangerous we really were just by looking at us," the human said, their voice carrying across the silent chamber, "you'd never be brave enough to invite us inside." As if responding to those words, the main emergency lights in the chamber dimmed. The station's formidable internal defense grid quietly powered down, not by command, but by an automated system-wide risk assessment that had just re-evaluated the single greatest threat within its walls. The AI made a final permanent notation in the official galactic records, a note that would be studied and debated for millennia to come. Species analysis update. Humans are not powerful, they are adaptive, and adaptation by its very nature has no upper limit. The human stepped off the platform, the emergency shields retracting before them. As they walked toward the exit, they left behind a chamber full of the most powerful beings in the galaxy, who were all, for the very first time, reconsidering everything they thought they knew about the nature of strength. The age of measuring power was over. The age of fearing potential had just begun. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another journey into the cosmos. Let us know in the comments what you think the galaxy's next move should be. Until next time, stay curious.